Hey, what's up everybody? It's Rox with the review for Real Housewives of Atlanta Season 6, The Reunion Part 1. Before we even get started, let me just let you know that I'm not in a good mood. Y'all, you know, it's that time of the month and yeah, the day didn't start off well and I just can't quite get it together. If I offend anybody in this video ahead of time, y'all just go on and write it off. Okay, bitch in crazy mode. I knew I was in a bad mood when I was mad that we got some new neighbors in my building at work. This office has moved up onto my floor. And they all real nice. They've been on a different floor. They moved up to our floor. And nobody should be this fucking pissed about having to share the bathroom with somebody else. That's how I know I'm in a bad mood. Because I'm just like, dang, we have all these women up on the floor with us, and you know, I got to be using the bathroom, and there's other people in the bathroom, and yes, I know, y'all, I'm tripping. I already know it, okay? I done pissed folks off on Twitter this morning, and somebody told me they was unfollowing me. I was just like, yeah. I wasn't trying to get you to unfollow me and unsubscribe, but you know, fuck difference in opinion. I'm just telling you what I said. Shit. Let's get to this review, shall we? Okay, you guys. So the reunion was, I would say, a whole bunch of nothing and then something and then nothing again. I figured it was going to be that way because every time you heard people talking, you know, different people from the cast, I've heard a few of them talk in interviews, and they all said that this fight between Kenya and Porsha happened as soon as, you know, they sat down. So it was pretty much at the beginning. That shit that they showed at the beginning of this reunion, I really think they probably would have edited out had the fight not started so early, okay? Because now they needed some shit to keep us engrossed in the television in the episode. So they decided to keep the fight pretty much till the end of the end of the hour. They gave us all this filler shit that ain't nobody really gave a fuck about. And the whole time I was just like, I wish you would get the hell on with this fight shit. So the first part was not as good as part ones usually are in these Real Housewives of Atlanta reunions. But anyway, let's just talk about it. So first of all, I thought everybody looked nice. In general, I thought that everybody have all had better reunion moments as far as looks and fashion was concerned, but you know, I didn't feel like anybody was just all that horrible or anything. Nene, you know, the red dress was very Nene. This wig, and I just can't. I'm trying, y'all, but I'm just why, you know, the net, the lace front, and you know, the pushback, and then the bun, and the shit don't match. The textures look different, the colors look different. I was just like, I mean, I know what you're trying to do with Nene. I can't take it too much longer. I thought Kandis' dress was better than Kandis had in the past, but you know, the velvet, was it like a velour or a velvet, the velour type of dress, and you know, anytime I see the rhinestones and the real sheer arms, it kind of reminds me of like an ice skater. But I thought the dress was okay. I thought her hair was beautiful, okay? And I thought her makeup was done, and she just kind of looked glowy to me. So I think that helped her whole overall look. Phaedra's dress, I wasn't sure about when she was sitting down, but when she did stand up, I thought her dress was very pretty. I wasn't sure about the lace. And but you know, the hair, I can't even remember how her hair was. Was it in a bun? She always got some church lady, you know, chignon, some fucking French roll, you know, some shit that we ain't worn in a long time. But you know, she had her hair up, which was appropriate for a dress like that, I believe. But I actually thought her dress was pretty. I actually thought I liked her dress the best. Kenya's dress was not memorable. I remember it had a very deep you know, it had a deep V in the front with, you know, kind of like cupped, is kind of, you know, was around her boobs, red, you know, nothing spectacular. Cynthia, I thought her hair looked beautiful. I thought her makeup was interesting. I don't know if it was the lighting or what. It seemed like it was a little bit lighter, you know, and these spider eyes, these eyelashes, you know, the bottom lashes, it just kind of make you kind of look like you got two fucking spiders, just, you know, like this. Her dress was, I thought her dress was, you know, I didn't think it was bad. Like I said, I thought that she looked prettier last season as far as her dress was concerned. But the dress was, you know, it was cool. It wasn't nothing that I was just like, ugh. And then Porsha, y'all, I mean, she was just too fucking blingy and sparkly and glittery and rhinestoney. I was just like, oh my God. I mean, I want you to pick just one overdone. It could be the dress or the shoes or whatever, but you know, in this case I just felt like it was everything. I felt like her dress was sparkly, I felt like her shoes was sparkly, I felt like somebody sprayed sparkle shit on her chest, I felt like her hair was glistening. I was just like, girl, your makeup is sparkly. I was just like, it's just entirely way too much. All of it apart was very pretty. I just felt like it was overkill. She looked like a fucking fairy tale princess or something. Maybe that's the look she was going for. So like I said, I think my favorite look was Phaedra's. Which was your favorite look? Let me tell you why I said it started off with a whole bunch of nothing. Okay, we started off talking about twerking and you know, the size of somebody's booty. While, you know, we all get a good little kiki about somebody twerking, I don't feel like any of the girls on the show is a stripper twerk. Okay, but they look like me. Okay, a 40 fucking year old woman trying to shake her ass. So you know, it ain't really like it's all like that where it needed to be discussed. And, you know, then they start talking about asses and, you know, Andy with his fucking shady ass. Let me tell you something about Andy. I love Andy, and Andy is 100% shady and wrong all the goddamn time, okay? He just be starting shit. Okay, he always got this look on his face, is perplexed, like he can't believe it. But you know, Andy, fuck, you the one that's, you starting the shit by asking the questions. So, you know, but whatever. Andy asked a question from a viewer that said, you know, they wanted to know if Kenya's ass was real. First of all, just like, who's supposed to know that for a fact, okay? He want to know if anybody has tested her ass, okay, to make sure it was real. Look, I've had friends for 20 and 30 goddamn years. Ain't damn bitch went and tested out whether or not my ass is real, okay? I mean, you know what, at this point, bitch, take the shit for what you see, okay? Yes, it's real. I don't know if we supposed to have paper proof of Kenya's ass being real, or somebody was supposed to be like touching it. Like, we look at Kenya's ass, we think that it's a little odd looking. Phaedra said that, you know, Phaedra, who's always handy with the shade, you know, she was just like, well, you know, it is sort of like a diaper booty, you know, it looks like it's been in a diaper. Kenya's ass is weird, so, you know, I don't know how the show just starts off like this, but that's what we was dealing with for the first 30 minutes, it felt like, of the show. Kenya says she ain't never been kicked out of a bedroom, and it's so funny when ladies say that. That's because men don't kick your motherfucking ass out the bedroom, okay? If it's progressed to the point where they about to get some ass, they don't give a damn what you look like at that point, okay? So they not fixing to kick you out. Men out there, you know good damn well you done fucked one ugga booger in your life. Getting kicked out the bedroom shit don't really happen, is what I'm trying to say. And then what about them being able to say dick just so openly? And I was just like, I mean, we can say ding ding or thing or something. I was just like, so they can say dick. I was just like, oh, I was all clenched up and shit. That was making me nervous for some reason. Then we move on to Kandi, and we talk about a mother's love. And I swear for God, if Bravo ain't a silent investor in that goddamn play, because I'm telling you, they gonna bring it up. Somebody check the books on that play. They asked Kandi how's it going with the play. She said that they just released the DVD, and, you know, even Tyler Perry was impressed with the music and the play and this, that, and the other. Andy asked the white-haired monster, you know, why was it that, you know, she turned down being in Kandi's play, and, you know, here go Nene. Okay, the bitch was just in a fucking foul-ass, funky attitude. I mean, she was just in a... I was just like, damn, Nene. I mean, you getting paid good money to be on this show. I mean, why you got to sit up there just so funky? And you guys know how Nene be trying to be extra proper and, you know, putting the R on the end of words and might not necessarily have one. But she was just like, well, you know, I just didn't want to do it. Kandi herself called a chilling circuit, and I just had chose that was not something that I wanted to do. Then of course Andy wasn't gonna let that shit slide. So he was just like, well, Kandi, what did you think? Well, really, I wasn't offended at all. Me and Nene haven't really had the best relationship. If she was in my play, that meant that she would be working for me, and I know she doesn't want to work for me. You got that shit right, Kandi. Even though Nene tried to say, no, I've turned down roles and plenty of other roles. I was just like, bitch, you know good and damn well the way you be hating on Kandi from the first season that Kandi been on there. It was no way in hell. That shit could have been a goddamn Broadway hit. And you wasn't gonna be in that play. And y'all think that Porsha was a fucking headache. Okay, that Nene would have been a pain in the pussy for real, okay? She saved Kandi quite a bit of stress, really. Another minor confrontation between Nene and Kandi that kind of tickled me was how the conversation about who's always late turned into a comparison of who's the bigger between Nene and Kandi. Kandi was just like, I just laugh because when you look at me and you look at Nene, I mean, clearly I'm in better shape than Nene. I was just like, Kandi girl, you better say it today, because that Nene couldn't do nothing but sit her big ass, red dress wearing, fucked up wig styled self up there and be pissed. You big bitch! Then we get to Kenya and, all her shit, okay? Velvet. I know one goddamn thing. I bet you Velvet will be so glad when her name quit getting talked up on every damn show. Bitch can lay back and kick her paws up and rest in peace. Fuck! I'm tired of hearing about Velvet. I know Velvet is over it wherever she is. God bless her soul. We all know that was Kenya's friend, or like Phaedra said, her only friend. And then here we go, Kenya saying, well, okay, now you're hitting below the belt. Because we all know that Velvet is an animal. And for you to say that she's my only friend, and I was just like, oh my God, Kenya, you the one that sit up here crying every fucking episode for the last 3 episodes like your damn only child been killed or something. So, I mean, why are you mad at the fact that we saying that that's your friend, if that's really what it is? I was just like, okay, Kenya, you know how Kenya like to flip the shit. What about when she told Phaedra to shut up, and Phaedra was just like, well, I don't have to shut up because you're not my mama. Well, you're nobody's mama. I was just like, they just wrong. Okay, so, they was, Kenya was arguing back and forth with Phaedra. And then we got on the subject of the African prince, or as Porsha called him, the Casper, the friendly boyfriend. They let Porsha have the floor, okay? There is no boyfriend. You have no boyfriend. We've never seen him. You've never met him. You even paid an African to be your date. It started to get messy, y'all. And Kenya, well, she pulls out her scepter and she reaches it across over at Porsha. Bitch, if you hit me with that thing, it's gonna go up your ass. I was like, oh, look at Porsha go. This is a new Porsha we got tonight. She snatched that shit and threw it on the floor, and I was just like, I wanted her to jump up and do like a WWE kind of body slam on the bitch, or at least take off her shoe and hammer that shit to a bunch of little teeny pretty pieces, but whatever. So then Kenya, because she ain't got her scepter no more, she pulls out the bullhorn. Okay, that shit is falling apart, the batteries ain't together. Kandi was just like, how you gonna have props and your shit ain't even ready? So now the shit is turning into a small circus, okay, because now we got scepters and bullhorns and shit. And y'all know that for a fact that bullhorn would not have lasted through an entire day of reunion, okay? Somebody at some point was gonna get rid of that shit. Porsha even tell us that she has proof that her mama's cousin, sister's second uncle on the daddy side and called up his brother's baby mama and told her that Kenya tried to hire some African to make appearances with her on the show. And I guess this is when all the rumor was going around that Kenya was seeing D'banj. Now I'm gonna tread lightly because I know all my Nigerians about cussed me out when I'm just telling y'all what y'all told me. But y'all was mad when I was trying to put Kenya with D'banj. Okay, I already know D'banj or D'banj or whatever his name is. He date a real pretty Nigerian actress out there. Okay, y'all, whatever, okay? So the question is still there. Does the African prince even exist? Okay, let Porsha tell it. No, it does not, okay? They tried to pin Nene down to it and say that Nene met him, and Nene, was like, no, that ain't really what happened. She goes into her whole thing about how she liked You know, how she was leaving her favorite hotel in Beverly Hills with her girlfriend about 10 o'clock at night, and some man came up to her and he was just like, Kimara is across the street. Kimara is across the street. Nene said she didn't know what he was saying, so she kind of ignored him and got in her car and drove off. And then a couple of minutes later, Kenya calls her back and was just like, why did you ignore him? That was my boyfriend. And, you know, Nene was just like, oh, I didn't know what he was saying. I guess he was trying to say Kenya Moore is across the street. Kimara. 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 I know some Africans gonna get mad at that, but anyway, she said that she didn't know what he was saying, and I would kind of believe that, you know, Nene probably was rude to. She just strikes me as somebody who, when she's not in the mood to be entertaining her fans, then she's not in the mood to be entertaining her fans. Okay, for her to give him the brush off, whoever the fuck he was, okay, whether or not he was a boyfriend or he was just some random African that Kenya, you know, picked up to come to the damn hotel at 10 o'clock at night, I don't even really know, okay, but whatever, okay, again, they start arguing, okay. Porsha starts to say how she has a right to talk about Kenya because Kenya's put her through hell the whole season, you know, for the shit that happened, and then, of course, Kenya comes back with, you know, shit has happened to both Phaedra and Porsha because of karma, because they've been so mean to me. You know, they both playing the victim, so really they cancel each other out. The bullhorn is out again, and then Porsha reaches across Cynthia and knock her fucking titty out. Okay, that damn kid, Cynthia was just like, oh shit. And then when it looked like Porsha and Kenya was really about to get busy, Cynthia was like, fuck this titty, let me get out the way. Okay, that shit was flapping all over the place. All you saw was a whole bunch of blur. They stand up, they arguing, they in each other's faces, and it's off to the races. They're arguing in each other's faces. All I can remember hearing Kenya say is, oh yeah, well then do it. Do it shit for the vine. And Porsha was just like, I am gonna do it. Porsha grabs Kenya's fucking hair, okay, and somehow she maneuver around behind her and they fall back. It's because they got them high ass fucking platform shoes on. They weeble wobble on down to the ground, okay, and Porsha pulls back, scoots back a little bit. I just wanted her to scoot back about 5 more times, okay? And I would have been good with it if that would have happened. But of course, everybody rushed in. Kenya jumps up immediately and was just like, fire her. That's it for her. She needs to leave. Fire her. Meanwhile, everybody else got Porsha over there like how the ushers beat somebody when they shout at church. They on top of that bitch. Nene got her hands clamped over that bitch mouth like she got the plague, okay? You ain't saying shit. And as soon as Porsha was just like, I'm so embarrassed. I can't believe I did that. I embarrassed myself. I can't believe I did that. Honey, they talking over her ass with the quickness. Okay, so yes, that was very peculiar. Producer guy, what's his name? The one that's from Love and Hip Hop ATL. I think that's the one who kept picking her ass up. I was like, what the fuck they keep picking her up for? Okay, can't the bitch still walk? I know she broke her shoe and everything, but she ain't broke her ankle. Where the damn deer forms at like Kandi? Y'all know a bitch that just got house shoes at the ready. Okay, they hood. Alright, that's why I love Kandi. People are saying because it makes her look more like the victim. No, I think they was trying to get her ass away from them cameras. Okay, because I won't say what the rumor is. The rumor is that, you know, she was coached by Nene and Phaedra to beat up Kenya. I will say that Nene and Phaedra are way too smart to tell her to do something like that. But I will say that maybe they might have put a bug in her ear. Okay, girl, stand up for yourself. Okay, don't let Kenya talk over you. Okay, make sure your voice is heard. Okay, make sure, you know, you assert yourself. Things like that. Porsha took it to another level, elevated the matter, but as far as them telling her specifically to get into a fight, I really don't think that's what they did. Now, I will admit 100% that Porsha was quite turned up in this reunion. Way too much, if I'm being fair, because Kenya, in most of the instances, was not even talking to Porsha. Okay, Porsha always inserted herself in whatever Kenya was saying and kind of made the conversation sway in her direction. So, yeah. Did Porsha start all that shit? Definitely so. I really will say it. The shit was made worse by the props, okay? So the scepter and the bullhorn. And of course, we cannot forget 2 seasons of Kenya just being all over Porsha's ass. So, yeah, I mean, you know, this is just history of 2 women that have been going at each other for the longest. So I just still cannot say that Kenya is innocent in this, okay? I done got into it with folks plenty of times I am not arguing what is right and what is wrong, okay? And you guys don't seem to understand that with me. I am arguing is what happens, okay? When you talk a lot of shit, then you should expect to get hit. People always want to say you can't hit people. Yes, the fuck you can hit people. You can do whatever you want to do to somebody. But yes, you have to suffer the consequences, okay? In Porsha's case, it might be her getting put off the show, or it might be some, you know, a civil case where she has to pay some money, or, you know, I don't believe she's going to do any time. Definitely not. But, you know, yes, there's repercussions to shit, but you can do whatever the fuck you want, okay? It's a morgue full of dead people and a jail full of guilty people to prove that, okay? So I just really wish people would understand what I'm trying to say, okay? Y'all be so upset with me saying that you can't do it. Yes, the fuck you can, okay? And if you don't know that, you gonna get hit. Keep talking shit to somebody. That's all I'm saying. But anyway, I'm gonna get back on the show. So, you know, Andy goes to everybody's dressing room, fake Karen about, you know, what happened. Okay, Kenya's saying that, you know, the shit wasn't right, and, you know, she shouldn't have to go through that. And, you know, then Porsha, of course, when he got to her room, that Porsha was just like, it's just too much with everything that happened with the divorce. Then a couple of weeks later, I was recording. I think it was just too soon for me. I'm tired of that divorce, y'all. I don't even know what happened. I saw the scepter, and then I saw the bullhorn, and then I jumped up, and then I blacked out. Next thing I know, I was on the floor. That Andy was just looking at her like, now, bitch, I got to fire you. He tell her ass to go home, okay, and worry real hard about whether the fact you're gonna return to this show come November. And that was it, y'all. So what did y'all think about the fight? Okay, I guess the fight left me satisfied. I'm lying. I would have liked a little bit more, okay? It definitely was a dragon, and I was pleased to see, you know, Kenya get pulled across the floor like that. Like I said, I wish Porsha would have just scooched back, pulled about 5 more times. But, you know, we take what we can get. Glad that the shit is done. Now let's get on with the rest of the reunion. Alright, you guys, that's it. Make sure that you rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I'm itsrox. The channel is for itsrox, and everything else I do will be in the bottom bar. Alright? Alright, so I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, and I plan on doing the same. Until next time, Roxstars. Bye.